If we were to summarize all the emotions and all the vibrations that we can experience down into just two polarities, north and south on a compass, they would be fear and love. Everywhere I go, I look at things through the lens of frequency and energy, and we get to see a deeper truth. If we were to summarize all the emotions and all the vibrations that we can experience down into just two polarities, north and south on a compass, they would be fear and love. Fear would be south, I'm going in the wrong direction, and love would be north. But I saw my mother this morning. I was dropping something off, and she's been in a bout of ill health, and she's trying to manifest health, but she's doing it from a place of fear. And I immediately recognized what was going on. And so we had this whole conversation about it. And then I was like, oh, this is where today needs to go. And so what I recognize is that she's read You Are the Placebo and a lot of Joe Dispenza and stuff, and she pays attention to my work. So she gets it on some level, but not on a deep embodiment level. And so what she was doing is she's trying to invalidate her current experience in the name of staying positive. So she's sick right now, so she doesn't feel good, and she's trying to ignore not feeling good so she can focus on the idea of health and bring it into her reality. But of course, by approaching it that way, she's experiencing frustration. And so what is she actually creating? She's creating more unwellness because she's creating from fear, that South Pole indicator, right? So the two biggest mistakes that we make when we're trying to create something or when we're trying to vibrationally move in a direction is one, we try to invalidate our experience in the name of positivity, which never works because then we create this gap that we're working against, or we try to escape from the current vibration. We're trying to ignore and leap out of it, right? We're either resisting or trying to ignore and leap out of it. And that's not how it works. You have to move from where you already are. And we do that by accessing love in the now. So we cannot invalidate our current experience. And this is where I think so much of the manifestation techniques and the law of attraction and all the positive mindset stuff goes awry because we go into this way of being where we're trying to get from where we are to somewhere else without shifting that internal experience, that internal reality from fear to love. When I talk about fear, I'm talking about at the most internal level, the vibration behind the thought, behind the emotion, behind the way of being. I'm not talking about fear out there. Fear out there is fine. I'm talking about fear that's behind you, not in front of you. And so I'll distinguish it like this. Let's say you're getting on a stage and you feel fear about getting on the stage because like you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what people think. You don't know if you're going to, that's fear in front of you. That's fine. That means you're going in the right direction. That means you're going into an uncomfortable edge, okay? Fear in front of you is great because it tells you that you're expanding outside your comfort zone. We love that. We love to expand outside the comfort zone. I'm talking about fear that's internally motivating you. This is what we want to become conscious of. So internal fear in that moment might sound like or feel like, I have to get on this stage and speak because I have to prove that I'm worthy. And my whole life I've been unworthy. And so if I get on the stage and I make a mistake, it'll just be evidence that I'm not really good enough. And so I must get this right in order to prove to myself that I'm a success. Can you feel the difference in that? And I think where this can become confusing to us sometimes is sometimes we're experiencing fear in front of us, and then we're experiencing fear behind us as a response. But we want to change that vibration of the fear that's behind us to love. So love behind us, or love within us, whatever you want to say it or relate to it, feels like I'm already enough. I've already won. The very fact that I've been here and I've been invited to stand on the stage, I'm already enough. I have nothing to prove. It's already done. It's already done. I'm already here. That's it. And so I can walk into the fear in front of me of going on a stage and the lights and all the things because I have love inside me. I have love behind me. I am love. That's the vibration that's motivating everything. And this is the subtlety that we so often miss. And that is what changes everything. The underlying vibration of love rather than fear is what it changes the whole game. Because the truth is, when we're motivated by fear, we're always looking to control or distort or get, right? So my mother's in fear of her health. So she's going, I need to control my thoughts. I need to control my wellness. I need to control my body. I need to control my food. I need to control. I need to control more. Well, is that contraction or expansion? Fear is contraction, obviously contraction. You can feel the clenching. I'm clenching more tightly, right? That's contraction versus softening. Fear tries to control, love trusts. Fear tries to hold on, love lets go. It's a nuance. This is an advanced conversation. This is not how to think positively 101. This is what's actually going on at the deepest level. And I'll tell you, whew, I don't know why I just got chills. This is an exciting thing. This really, it's making me emotional actually. This really started to emerge more clearly in my world when I became relentlessly willing to look at why things weren't working, which I think a lot of people get afraid of. In my clients and in my own life, I just got to this point where I was like, if it's not working, whatever it is, let's actually go in. Let's not just have a canned answer where it's like, oh, you just need it. Let's actually dig into it. I've been having this realization recently as well, where I'm like, wow, this stuff that I've been dancing with for years now, all of the like manifestation, energy, the subconscious, all the things, I understood it consciously years ago, but it's become this thing that I live. And it wasn't until I fully was willing to commit to that. I live this above all. I see this with people sometimes. They're so convicted to their message and their point, and then someone will bring up an extreme circumstance, and people will go, oh, well, but not there. There, these rules don't apply. No, there, it doesn't work like that. It's either universal or it's not. Do you know what I mean? It can't be. We believe that our thoughts and our vibration and all of these things create a reality, but then, oh, but in this circumstance, like that was just shitty. No, it's got to be universal. We've got to be willing to look at it in every single point. In every single point. It's a co-creation with reality, but we've got to be willing to look at this if we're going to really going to focus on this stuff, which I know works because it has changed my life. And I'm not going to go into proving energy. We know it works. Anyways, if we're going to focus on this stuff, we've got to be willing to look at it in all these different areas. And we've got to be able to look at if it's not working somewhere, what's going on? Why is it not working? Why is it not working? And this is in its simplest form, right? It's the genius is in the simplicity, not the complexity. It's so exquisitely simple. So this is what I want to come back to is this vibration of love and fear. Back to the example of my mother. She goes into the fear of her unwellness because she's trying to control as though that wellness is something outside of her. When we go into fear of the lack around money, we go into control and contraction and distortion and manipulation. I'm talking unconscious manipulation because of the fear that we have to do something to get. But that violates the most universal truth that we know is that it's already inside you. It's already part of you. So the very vibration that you're creating from is the vibration of separation is that I don't have the thing, which is so often why it doesn't come. And what we forget is our experiences of what we don't want are actually working for us because in those experiences, we actually build vibrational momentum of the desire of the thing we want. So in my mom's state of unwellness, she's built a desire for wellness, right? It's like there's a helium balloon and she's pumping it up with helium. But so why aren't you taking off? Well, it's because of this other stuff that you're doing. You're like pumping up the helium, but then you're adding weights to the balloon at the same time. How often have you been in a season of lack in your life, financial lack, and you're like pumping up the desire for abundance, but then you're like fucking it up and you're adding more weight to the balloon. You're like, why isn't the balloon taking off? It's because I keep adding more weight to it. And we do this when the underlying vibration is fear because it is so subtle. But here's the truth is that all of those vibrations that you want to experience, they exist within you already. like a guitar inside you. Imagine all these different strings or all the different vibrations: lack, abundance, peace, joy, chaos, hatred, love, wellness, unwellness. And what we do is we forget that they're within us. So the way most people are living is they only know how to pluck a string and play that vibration within themselves when they're experiencing that already in their reality, right? I'm experiencing abundance in my reality. Oh, I can pluck the string of abundance. And we consciously understand this. So through our thoughts and whatever other manifestation techniques you might have picked up along the way, we try to pluck the string of abundance or the string of wellness or the string of whatever, but where the underlying vibration is fear. It's the not trust. It's the I have to do something. It's the I have to control. It's I have to contort. I've got to do something. How do we pluck a string we've never experienced and attune to that frequency? That's the whole point, is that it's not true. It may be the experience that you've not experienced, but you've experienced the frequency at some point. So the first thing to do is, instead of trying to escape or resist, it's to soften into what is. So with my mom this morning, I said, okay, instead of obsessing over health and obsessing over like all these things, I was like, can you just acknowledge that you're in a not good feeling body right now? And she's like, I don't want to be in a not good feeling body. I said, I know, that's the problem. That vibration right there, that's the vibration that's keeping you stuck in a not good feeling body. Can you just soften to what is? I'm stuck. I'm in a rut. I don't feel good. I'm experiencing some financial lack, whatever it is. Can you just soften? Can you let go of the need to escape from that experience? Can you really say to yourself at the deepest level, I love myself even when I'm sick. I love myself even when I'm in lack. I love myself. I have nothing to prove. I don't have to change this in order to prove. I can simply be. Oof, I feel this in my whole body. As I let go of the need to prove anything, I'm also letting go of pressure. This reality is not a reflection of my worthiness. This reality is not a reflection of the course of my entire life. This is not a reflection of anything. This is simply a passing moment in time. And moments in time pass as this moment is already passing. And I can already see that as I acknowledge this moment in time that's passing, I can see that I've actually felt like this in the past, maybe, or similar. And I felt good in the past. So, in a way, I'm already on the way to feeling good again. And the very fact that I've been in this experience that's shown me more of what I don't want and more of what I want actually helps me be clearer on who I really am. And so let me just soften into some trust that if who I really am, my soul's highest truth, is health, is wealth, is joy, then that's already inside of me. And can I just play with some of the positive feelings that I feel at knowing those things are available to me. And anywhere that your mind comes up and says, oh, you're stuck or there's this problem, whatever, you can simply go, well, is there anybody else, who, even one person in the history of mankind, that's felt the way I feel and experienced what I'm experiencing, and later experienced what I want to experience and felt the way I want to feel? Is there one person in the history of the earth who's been in lack and then gotten to an experience of abundance? Is there one person in the history of the earth who's experienced illness and then gotten back to health? Yes. Well, then what are you talking about, mind? The question that you were asking isn't, is it possible? You were asking, is it possible for me? And that question only sticks to you when you're in that state of fear, when you're in that state of not enoughness. But you've already remembered that you're enough. You've already remembered that you're lovable. You've already remembered that you have nothing to prove. Nothing to prove. Because none of it's really real, anyways. It's like you're controlling an avatar in a video game. So, what's the problem? Hmm. And if you're feeling, even in this moment, a sense of lightness, or a sense of freedom, or a sense of hope, or a sense of possibility, you could simply realize that you're already plucking a string, and you could just pluck that string a little bit more and simply request that that lightness, that freedom, that hope, that sense of possibility in your being increase in desire, increase in intensity, sorry, and that the loudness of the stories of your mind decrease. And you might just take a moment and spread that feeling, spread that energy throughout your body, throughout your being. You can even code it into something. You can extend it into your environment in the form of an energetic grid. You can focus on some food or some water or a drink and imbue it with that intention, imbue it with that frequency, so that you're then refeeding yourself that energy. And you can realize that even this conversation, even this perspective shift is the answer to one of your prayers, which is, how do I enjoy my life more? How do I live in a way that I love? I don't just want to be more abundant. I want to feel more abundant. I want to feel more healthy. I want to feel more love. And that that door is already opening to you. And that through your conscious choice and the vibration of your intention, you can continue to choose love, love on the inside over fear, and choose to build your life around these things that light you up, these things that spark joy, that you can move from a place where you have nothing to prove. Nothing to prove. Imagine that. Moving from a place where there is no absence, there is no lack. I wonder what you could create. And that this doesn't simply mean that you're going to make this one decision and shift, and life is suddenly going to be simple and fairy tales and sunshine and rainbows. Because the next mistake many of us make is that we experience a reality that's the opposite to the very vibration that we're calling in. And we see that from a place of fear as the evidence that something's wrong or it's not possible for us or it's harder. I had a woman in a mastermind that I'm in recently. We're peers in this mastermind, and she did all this work and made this declaration around more simplicity, more ease, more alignment in her life, in her business. And then she hurt her back very badly. And she came in the chat and she was very disenfranchised about this. And it was this energy of, well, I just made these decisions and I just da da da. And now why is this happening? But this is from fear that we need to control or that something's wrong instead of love, openness, softness, trust. To realize that the experiences that are opposite what we want are merely opportunities to practice the way of being that we've chosen. So I said to her, no, no, you've got to look at this like an exercise at the gym. You've chosen to live this way of ease. So can you meet this sore back with ease? How much ease can you meet it with? How much softness can you meet it with? You're meeting it with rigidity. The whole energy you're trying to go of is rigidity, right? You're trying to go, I don't want anything to go wrong in my life anymore. Now something's gone wrong. Ah. Of, I don't want to live in resistance anymore. There's this experience about, can you practice the softness? Can you practice the ease? Can you practice? And then you start to realize that it's like you're doing squats at the gym and the universe is adding weight for you, not so that you can be derailed, but so you can build the muscle. So you can build the muscle, you can build the way of being, you can build your ability to pluck that guitar string. Because the truth is that there's nothing will give you that feeling. Nothing outside you will give you the permanence of experience you desire. Nothing. I've helped people cross $100,000 months in their business. I've helped people manifest their dream partner. I've helped people manifest health. I've helped people shift all kinds of things in their external reality. And every single one of them always has recreated the old experience. Has recreated the experience of lack, has recreated problems, has recreated whatever, until we've made this internal shift and realized our ability to feel abundant in any experience, our ability to feel free in any experience, our ability to feel healthy at ease in any experience. When we truly, when we're not gaming and horse trading and going, okay, I'm going to make this shift so that I definitely can get the money. But when we truly are simply making this shift for our own ascension, for our own spiritual evolution, because it's what we've chosen to be, the thought will come, well, I guess I don't even actually need that thing. Because if I can feel abundant without the money, or if I can feel healthy without the health, or if I can feel at ease without everything being easy, then I don't actually need that. And your mind will often scream in those moments. But that's not what you want. Be careful. You're just settling now. But that's contraction. That's control. That's the fear that who you are and the softening into who you really are and the loving who you really are isn't enough. And that's not the truth. Love is the truth. The love is the truth. The softness is the truth. The openness is the truth. And it's your very willingness to surrender that attachment and that fear around the thing to just let yourself feel in the moment all the feelings that are available to you in any moment, to be willing to cultivate positive emotion and positive vibration in yourself as a way of being. It doesn't mean that you can't get irritated once in a while. We're all human. But to the majority of your time and your days, to move into a way of being where you're cultivating positive emotion and positive vibration, that's the true wealth. That's it. That's what everybody wants. That's what everybody wants. But it comes with the courage and the willingness to let go of the fear. And it's subtle, but it's powerful because we can do any tool, we can think any thought, we can use any technique with the underlying vibration of fear. And it will work to varying degrees, but it will never give us that thing until we surrender to love, until we truly soften. And as I said, you're very likely going to face some of your biggest fears of, but what if I'm not enough? What if it doesn't work? What if it all goes wrong? Well, what if you are enough? What if it does work? And what if not it all goes right? Because maybe that sets us up for a false expectation. But what if the path ends up being the perfect path to take you somewhere even better than what you had in mind for yourself? And so, in these moments, what you want to start to recognize is the way the mind behaves in fear and love. And so, in fear, your mind, you're going to experience justification and judgment. Justification sounds like, well, it's really nice that Michael did this program, but my life is busy and I have kids or I have this or I have that, I have all these things and I have to do this. I can't prioritize my energy, my emotion, my this, my that, because it will try to justify. Your mind is programmed to stay the same. And so it will spit out justifications of why you should stay the same. So we want to get really good at noticing justifications and judgment. We love to judge, a hierarchical judgment. That thing is bad, that person is bad, that experience is bad, it's unfavorable, right? Hurting my back was bad. That's judgment. That's judgment. We want to move the mind into its higher octave, and we're going to get access to discernment and imagination. Discernment sounds like I'm noticing that my back is hurt and I desire to live with more ease. Let me practice ease in this moment. Judgment on my mom's behalf sounds like I'm sick and I'm annoyed that I'm sick. First, I broke my arm. Now I've got a cold. Everything's terrible. Yesterday, I tried to go for a walk because I thought that that would be the most positive, healthy thing I could do. And now I feel even worse because I got too cold while I was at the docks. That's judgment. Discernment goes, wow, these two experiences are really showing me how much I value wellness. It's making me notice how much I want to cultivate a sense of wellness in my being. To start by simply noticing that I actually have the space in my life to rest today. Or it might even be that I'm choosing to create the space to rest. And realizing that rest is already closer to the vibration of wellness than frustration. Realizing that softening and choosing wellness from a sick body is already closer to the vibration of wellness than the frustration of being sick. So judgment and justification raised into imagination and discernment. This just the playing with possibilities. You don't need to have a thing, you don't need to have an experience to touch it with your mind. We use our imagination against ourselves without realizing anxiety is simply using your imagination against yourself, right? You go, oh, well, what if this happens? What if there's a catastrophe? What if I run out of money? What if I get sick? What if I can't pay the bills? What if no one buys my program? What if this I open my heart and I go dating and then this person leaves me? That's all imagination. That's all imagination influenced by the vibration of fear. But we can also cultivate the positive imagination. What if I was drawn to this point because this is who I really am? What if I desire this thing because it's available to me? What if people do buy my program? What if my program sells out? What if I become a millionaire this year? What if I meet the love of my life randomly on a Tuesday and I never saw, like, what if, what if, what if, what if? Ooh, can feel that in my being. What if? And so if we can put on this lens and really deepen into what is my internal reality? Is it moved by fear or love? It is so, so subtle. I have clients all the time that are like, no, I'm doing this from a place of this, and I believe it can happen. It's like, are you? And it's me too. I'll have seasons where I'm like, yes, this is the right decision, whatever. And then I really have a moment and a check in. I can feel, I'm like, oh man, I made that decision from fear. I thought it was a different vibration, but it wasn't. And that's perfect. And again, I can go into that. Can you feel there's a space for judgment right there? I can go in judgment. Oh, you're not good enough. This is so hard. This is difficult. Never works. It says, oh, wow. I'm learning the deeper nuance of this. I'm committed to this journey of understanding what really moves people at the deepest internal level. I'm grateful for my human life experience because it helps me influence the life experience of others in a positive way. Oh, that feels better. Of course, I have all these things in my experience. If I didn't have challenges, how could I guide other people through challenges? And then I remember that almost going bankrupt actually helped me. And the fear of money that I had to hold in that actually helped me. It freed me from the responsibility of the fear of dealing with other people's financial stress. Because I was like, oh, we got this. I surfed so close to the edge. I know what it feels like. And so all of that gives us power. And I can just remember that and it can soften. And one of the biggest things you're going to be able to see in this to look for as you're sorting through yourself in love or fear is discerning the need to prove, the need to prove. Am I proving from any place? This is a big one for us because whatever we feel we have an absence of, we feel we need to prove. We all can be susceptible to this from our different life experiences, but human design also gives us a really good guide for this. So if you check your open centers are the places that you're most likely to prove. You're most likely to be proving from. We want to get really conscious of proving energy because we're going to try and prove, and the proving energy is the fear energy. We feel like we have to prove because we feel like we aren't it yet. We're not enough yet, right? It's rooted in not enoughness, which is not love. The love is I'm already enough. The love is I'm already good. It's so paradoxical, especially to those of us, which is a lot of people that are attracted to me that are high performing, high achievement focused, right? Because it's this constant message of you can do better and you can be more and da 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 da. And when I first learned RTT and I was working with all these people, the most amazing thing happened is all these people start to feel like they were enough and feel like they were lovable and open their hearts. And then they start to become more. Our mind is so silly. We're not going to believe that we're lovable, that we're worthy, and that we're not, and then go, that's it. I'll never become any more. No. And then we go, oh, life is good. Life is grand. I want to become more of this. It feels good, but not feels good from the outside. Because remember, whatever we give the power to make us feel good, we also give the power to make us feel bad. So one of the hooks that we get, and you'll see this in cycles of your life, is that you start to light up. You start to get in your magic, in your love, in your worthiness. You're like, I'm amazing. I've found this way of being. I'm good. And then you start to manifest something, whether it's money or success or a person or some kind of result. And then you're like, oh my God, I'm manifesting the result. And like, this is extra amazing. I feel good. I'm winning. I'm on top of the world. I got the car, I got the girlfriend, I got the boyfriend, I got the house, I got the whatever. But then without realizing it, in that moment of too much celebration, you overly identify with the positive thing, even though it's positive. But now that's external power, that's external definition. And now when that thing changes in your reality, your internal reality changes again. Because you overly identified with the success. And so you went, I'm not success because I'm success. I'm success because I had this thing in my life. And now that thing is taken away. And I overly identified with it. So now I feel not enough again. And so then the proving comes back. And so a lot of people will say in this work, and I've really been contemplating it for a while. This is the first time I'm actually saying this outright. People will say, once you get over this milestone, you never go back. I find a lot of the times it's not the truth. I don't know about you guys, it's not been the truth in my experience because the saboteur is, it's so easy for us to, without conscious awareness of this, to really get in our power and really get lit up and then call something in and then overly identify with that thing and then forget that that thing only came because we remembered our powerful, our love, our worthiness, our magic from within. And then we're like, oh, I'm successful because I'm me. And then I'm successful because I got this recognition or I got this client or I got this job or I got this whatever. And then that client or that job or that recognition goes away. And then we feel not enough again. So it's a slippery, slippery, slippery slope. And we do want to celebrate. We do want to be grateful. Guitar strings, remember, it's not, I pluck the guitar string of gratitude because of this thing in my life. I pluck the guitar string of gratitude because I have become the person who plucks the guitar string of gratitude every single day. And I cultivate positive vibration and positive emotion in my life as a way of being. And one of the paths that I'm going to use to unlock this is to optimize my life for these things that truly motivate me and light me up from within. And that's it. I appreciate you so much. And I know how powerful this can be. I know that you will make the emphasis on applying this to your life. And I can't wait to see what happens for you because it's beautiful and it's magical. And we really start to inventory some of these things. A lot of times, those things will be from the proving energy, right? I'm supposed to want this because that's what makes me success or that's what makes me, but you're like, but I actually don't care about that. I actually care about the art or the experience or this other thing. Oof, I can even feel this in my body. There's such a freedom in that. I'm like, yeah, this is who I am. This is what I actually care about. And the willingness to walk with that and the willingness to love who you are and not needing to go into fear and go, well, yeah, well, other people won't recognize me or other people want this if I don't push and force and prove. No, fuck that. I'm going to love. I'm going to love who I actually am because I only get one shot at this life. And it's going to be a life that I love, that I build for me and not for anyone else. You guys are amazing. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm sending you so much love and bye for now.